Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing well out there. Welcome back to the Southern Motorwerks channel here. I know it's been a couple weeks. We've been a little absent on the new content for a couple weeks now. We've just been so busy with a couple other projects here on the little homestead. We'll actually take you and I'll show you some of the stuff that's been taking up our time other than our automotive projects lately. So we've been working real hard the past couple weeks on a couple other projects here around the homestead. Just kind of took up all of our spare time, time after work in the afternoons, and pretty much every bit of spare time on our days off and stuff. So one of those has been getting our chicken coop ready here. We'll give you a quick rundown of that. And we've got our electric fence set up out here to protect our hens from the critters around, raccoons, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, this is it here, the Cluckingham Palace. As you can see, we got all our girls in there, and it was a heck of a project. I'll tell you what, it was a heck of a project. But we managed to get it done. It took a lot of work, a lot of hard work. Like I said, after work every afternoon, every spare day off. It was a big rush. They were growing a little bit quicker than what we thought they were going to, so we kind of had to put a rush on building it, and that took up, like I said, pretty much all of our spare time. So we got them took care of now. That project's done for right now. We still got some other stuff we're working on. Other stuff, getting ready for a little bit of a mild winter we're going to have here in North Florida, and getting things ready so that in the spring we can move on to other projects here around the farmstead. Next one up, I'll show you here. The other project that's kind of been taking up a little bit of our spare time here in between automotive projects is getting our field ready here, so we can get it all mowed down, cut down, keep it down during the winter time here, so when everything dies off we get it all tilled up, and come springtime we'll be able to plant our big garden over here and whatnot. So it's a lot of things going on here at the homestead. So we're doing the best we can, but we're kind of in between automotive projects anyway, so we've kind of been concentrating on some of this stuff. So but today we got a small little project in store. So today's project, like I said, it's nothing too awful big. It's more like just I don't know, kind of a unimportant little project here, but it's just something I've been wanting to tinker around on for a couple months now, ever since getting back down here into Florida. We're actually, I do have some little rock lights on this truck, little amber rock lights, but they weren't very bright. I didn't really care for them that much. And now that we're back down here and we can actually work on, getting the 430 here back up to snuff and making it look nice and everything. Obviously we got, there's a paint job in store soon for this one, but one thing I've been wanting to tinker around on, we're gonna swap out the rock lights for some of these little green deals here. And these are just some cheap ones from I don't even remember where I got these from. I think eBay or something. Super cheap, super simple to wire up, just a little 2-wire system on it. And the rock lights that I have underneath there already are just a simple little 2-wire, so it should be a pretty easy little plug and play here. And we're gonna go with the green this time. Just thought it would look cool with the white, just a little bit, mix it up a little bit, versus everything's been the white with the amber and gold colors and stuff like that since I had this truck. And now that we're back down here and we're gonna repaint it, we're gonna get it back on track. Just trying to figured I'd mix up the colors a little bit, but we're kind of, we're a little bit off from doing all the big major projects on this right now. We're still dealing with trying to get the last of our stuff down from, way up there in Maine and whatnot. So we're kind of in between automotive projects right now, but this is a little one that we can record real quick, won't take very long at all to do, and it'll just be kind of a fun little project. So yeah, so just hang tight, and we'll show you how we're gonna make this as, you know, kind of down and dirty, as simple as possible. So all right. Alright, so how this is laid out right now, we have one in each wheel well. We got one on the under the front near the bumper area, one in the back near the bumper area, and two on either side under the rockers. So I think we have the same amount, so we'll just put them in the same exact places. So it's just a matter of taking the old ones out, which are just two Phillips head screws, and which I'm sure they'll be quite rusty from 2 winters in northern Maine. So we'll take those out, and the new ones, they mount slightly different, so we may have to drill an extra hole or something like that in the inner fender well here. But we'll get you in here and we'll show you what we're talking about. All right, so here, as you can see, this is what we're talking about. We have these little amber rock lights, and as you can see, they've seen better days. Those winters up north did a number on them, and I'm sure these screws will be almost impossible to get out, but we'll try. Like I said, we have one in each wheel well, so that's 4, 2 under the rockers on each side, so that's 8, and then one at the back bumper, one at the front bumper, so that's a total of 10. So we'll get the camera set back here so you can kind of watch us, and we'll go ahead and start trying to get these Phillips head screws out of there and see what we're dealing with. All right. Okay, so those screws are definitely not going to be coming out of there anytime soon. So we'll just get a pry bar, see if we can just pop them out of there real quick. I mean, it's only in plastic, so let's see if we can just kind of pop these out of here real easy like. There's one down. As you can see, it's pretty well. These things were pretty well rusted there. That didn't really have any chance at all of coming out of there, but these things have seen better days for sure. I'm surprised any of them are still working. Alright, so now we'll pull us a little bit of slack out. I'm going to strip off a little bit of these at the end. A little bit more on that one. There we go. Give them a quick twist. Okay. So as you can see, the new ones definitely mount a little bit different than the old ones. As you can see, these old ones are like a long, narrow clip style, almost like a trailer light, you know, more than a rock light, but, you know, whatever. So the new ones, these little round clips, and it's got a little weather seal around it to keep stuff out. But yeah, I think we're gonna end up, we'll just drill a hole in the inner fender there. These will just get situated right up in there, and this is like a little rubber grommet deal here. So, but we definitely do not need all this extra slack, so we're going to cut these a little bit shorter. In the meantime, I'm going to go pop the hood so we can get the wire run up in there. Alright, so inside the hood here, if we can get a little bit of light in there, as you can see, that's the hole right there. And I just poked the wires back up through there. So we may not actually even have to drill too much of a hole for this. We're going to go back down on the bottom side, try to poke it up through there, and if we can, I'd like to make the wiring connection up top side here. That way the wiring, you know, the butt connectors or whatever we use to connect it isn't really exposed to like the elements quite so bad as they were on the old ones there. And then the other side, however, comes up, can't remember how I did it, it comes up under the fuse block and the relay block there somewhere. So we'll have to see how we can route these as easiest as possible around the old, you know, 4.3 liters of fury here. So we'll we'll go back down towards the bottom and we'll see what it looks like, how difficult it's going to be to try to poke these up from the bottom side. So, alright, so before we even start dealing with it anymore, we're going to try to we're going to strip off a little bit more, as these wires don't have a whole lot stripped off at all here. So pull that off there real quick, give that a quick twist. That's going to be more than good enough. So let's try to poke this up through there. We have a hole in there already, so we'll see if it's going to work for what we need or if we're going to have to drill it out. And it looks like we may have to drill it out just a little bit. It's not quite big enough to really fit. So we'll go get a drill bit and we'll be back momentarily. Alright, so it looks like the easiest way to do it, we've got the hole made a little bit bigger here. We took the rubber grommet off of the light itself. We're going to stick the grommet up in there and see if that's going to be easier than trying to put them both in there together at the same time. So I have a feeling this is going to be the only way we're going to be able to get this in there really well. So the grommet seems to fit well. Now, let's see if this actually, if the light actually goes up in there halfway decent. And we're definitely hitting the metal of the fender now, so that's going to be an issue unless we can get the fender to drop down just slightly. Take loose one of these small retaining nuts here, see if that drops our inner fender down just enough to get this up in there the rest of the way. And it might not, it might require us to take off more than one. Okay, I think we've got that up in there pretty well. We can always adjust it a little bit later if need be. So what we're going to be working on now is just connecting our two set of wires real quick like here, and I think I'm just going to twist them together just to test it, and then we'll bust out the connectors and whatnot. But I want to make sure that it's actually going to be functioning before we go through all that effort. Alright, so if I can actually get my hand in there, it's kind of tight quarters. Okay, so we got those connected. Let's go back down here. I'll go flip the switch and we'll see if she's gonna be actually working. Okay, so it's gonna be a little bit hard to see in the sun, but we're gonna go test it. Y'all let me know if it comes on. Yeah, there we go. It's definitely working properly. Definitely looks brighter than the amber ones also, but okay. So we go switch it back off and we will work on getting those wires properly connected. Okay, so that one actually wasn't fitting too well in there. I tried to just kind of open up the hole a little bit with a pocket knife, but that didn't really work. So we had to bust out the step bits here. So we'll hit it with a step bit real quick, get a hole nice and cleaned up, and it should fit in there a lot more snug and proper to where we ain't got to worry about it falling out while we're going down the road or something like that. So yeah. Okay, so we've got our little hole drilled down there, and that should be just about the right size there. I think it's about a 3/4 inch hole. Okay, so now we will hook those original wires back through there. Okay, so now we've got our original wires plugged back through there. Now we can go ahead and install the small grommet for the put a little light here. Alright, and thread our wires up through there. Okay, so we've got our first connection there, a couple little connectors and a heat shrink to protect it, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. We'll probably just run down the one side and get the one side completely done, and then we'll, you know, wrap back around. So all right, okay, so we'll give you a quick look here at what we're dealing with. Never mind all the surface rust on everything. That's, you know, more from the salted roads in northern Maine there, but yeah, we got one down there, one down here, so we're gonna take them out real quick and get our new wire plugged into there, and we'll be good to go. All the surface rust will be addressed on another video, I assure you. And the Phillips head screws on this one are just as rusty as the first one, so we're just gonna skip trying to actually undo those, and we'll just go ahead and pop it straight off. Okay, next one out. Yeah, those Phillips head screws weren't coming out anytime soon. Alright, we got our wires here. We'll go ahead and get us an end stripped on those. Here's our step bit here. Yes, homemade. Okay, that's one more down. Move on down to the next one. This one's tucked so far up in there you can barely see it, and it is covered in dirt and dust and everything. Here, this one is going to be a bit of a pain. Maybe not, actually. I was honestly expecting it to fight me a lot worse than that. So just twist this one out like we did the others. That wire was almost completely up in there. I'm not sure why those were so short and had like no slack, but something had definitely pulled on them a little bit, it would seem. Okay, there's that one there done. Let's see if we can get you in there to see this here. Perfect. There. Now, unfortunately, we're starting to run out of a little bit of daylight here. It looks like mosquitoes are starting up. We actually had a couple cool nights the last couple nights, but today's warmed right back up again. So, unfortunately, we're almost out of daylight, and we'll probably have to save the rest of these for tomorrow. I'll probably go ahead and knock out this last one at the back here. That'll be half the truck, and then we'll do the rest tomorrow. So off work tomorrow, ain't got to worry about the day job. So should be able to knock this out with no problem. So let me show you what we're dealing with this very last one here. Right in there. Yep. So pretty centrally located, so we'll go ahead and pull that one out real quick here. And we'll try to do this as best we can without, you know, whacking our noggin too many times on the trailer hitch here. That'll be unpleasant to say the least. Don't ask me how I know. Just trust me. Just trust me. It's not enjoyable. Not enjoyable at all. Oh yeah, that is a little brittle from just take 2 pounds of, you know, road salt and sand mix straight to the eyes. You know, good for you. Builds character. Yeah, that one is, whoo, goodness gracious. That thing is wore out. Amazing what all those winter conditions and the road salt does to things like that. This may end up being, that's solid steel bumper, and I am not drilling into that to mount this little light here. Well, I'm thinking this is going to be a zip tie special right here. We'll just, yeah, we'll mount right here. We got a couple little screw holes we can do something with, and that sounds like a plan for me. It'll be good enough for government work, so of course then again that ain't saying very much. Alright, so last one for the night. As you can see, we're just about out of daylight, but I'll show you what I got going on with this one at the back here. See this is some key zip tie placement here. We have it triangulated around the light itself, you know, and one running vertically like this, and then to the horizontal mount here. It's just and then tidied the wires up back here. It's just a That's a zip tie. Man, if I didn't know better, I'd say that was a professional job right there. But but anyway, like I said, that's the last one for the night. So we'll finish this up in the morning. Hopefully we can beat the rain a little bit. But we'll finish up the other side in the morning, and then tomorrow after dark we'll get a nice view of what she looks like. So all right, I'll see y'all in the morning. All right, so we're back the following day. It's kind of a rainy, misty day out here in North Florida. Fall time, I guess. But we're gonna go ahead and move around to the next side over here. We'll get these last 5 lights on here, and then hopefully we can get a look at what it looks like. Should turn out pretty good. Yeah, like I said, kind of a misty, rainy fall day here in the Panhandle. Okay, so I'll show you here. This one here, just as far up in the wheel well, you can see it's pretty well covered in all sorts of crud and road grime and everything. This one actually wasn't working at all anymore, so I'll be interested to see if it actually died inside the LED there, or if the wiring broke perhaps. But we'll probably speed this up since you've seen the whole other side already, so you kind of get the drift of what's going on. So we'll just save you the monotony of it. So it actually doesn't look like the wiring broke per se, but yeah, it definitely died on me on the inside there for some reason. So not sure what in the heck. It looks like it might have been got a little water exposure while we were up north there, so that'll definitely do it. I think we're going to use our triangulation method again on the LED here, rather than trying to drill into the bumper support or anything like that. So this will be some professional zip tie installation here. All right, so give you a look here at our triangulation method again. Zip tie around the light itself, another zip tie through that zip tie, and around the bumper support there. And yeah, there you go. All right, so that is all of the LED lights installed, all 10 of them. One on each wheel well, 2 on either rocker, 1 on the back bumper, 1 on the front bumper, and everything went pretty smooth. So now we just got to wait till nightfall to be able to actually, flip them on and take a look, see what they look like. So sit tight. We'll do that right now. All right, so we're back after dark. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but it's raining pretty decent out here. But let's take a quick look at these lights now that they're completely installed and see what they look like. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad at all. Much brighter than the amber rock lights that were under there before, so that is not too bad at all. I think it turned out pretty good. So anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out, watching the newest content here. Like I said, just kind of a little filler project in between any sort of major projects. We've got some other stuff going on around the homestead here, not car related, surprisingly. So we have a pending trip to go back up north, up there to Maine, to get the rest of our stuff back down here. So everything's kind of waiting for that to get done, and then we'll be moving on to more automotive projects. But I appreciate y'all hanging out, checking out this one. Hopefully you like the way the project turned out, and we'll see you on the next one. All right, y'all have a good one.